This is Fantasy Banter HQ. Bold takes, sharp analysis, and zero filters.
Dude, I'm converting to all leagues with normal dads. I don't want to be in any leagues with you guys anymore. I'm done with you guys.
You're like, Jared, see if your friends want to start up some leagues this year.
No, dude. The truth is, is that every league I'm in with you guys, I'm doing terrible because you guys live and breathe the waiver wire. You guys are like setting alarms to check the waiver wire.
Oh,
it's like, dude, this is the only league I'm in with Dustin, dude. Like, I don't have a QB. He freaking picks up every QB that's on waivers, and like guys are getting announced that they're not playing. He's picking up the guys like on the fly. He ends up with Kirk Cousins like the day before.
That's because I didn't even have a second quarterback to play. I wasn't sure which one I should play.
That's not what you were doing, bud. Let's just be honest.
That's exactly what I was doing.
He's like, I had 6 to choose from by game day. I don't know what happened.
And then I drop all the guys that were actually my starters.
Yeah, and then he waits till
11:59
when kickoff's about to happen. He drops all the guys that he picked up, picks up new guys.
I had to decide on the guy I was going to play.
So then I get 60 seconds to scramble and grab second QB.
Drop Fields, drop Bryce Young. All those guys get picked up, and now I have nobody except for. I was like, oh fuck! I was like, I'll grab Jacoby Brissett just in case. In case Kyler doesn't play, and all of a sudden they're talking about Kyler not playing, so I'm like, yes.
Yeah, Stump.
I was trying to make
that. It had nothing to do with the fact that I had no QBs. He's just like, dude, I want to pick up all the 6 dudes, and then I'll decide later who I want to play. He's like, all right, I got 5 dudes on my roster. Who should I play?
Hey,
Corey's not playing anyone? Oh, weird.
Whose quarterback scored more last week, mine or yours?
Yeah, you want to know why? Because cheaters never prosper. This is an age-old adage. We know this.
On that point, we talked about this back one of the episodes that Stump wasn't on when he tried to block me by picking up Jordan Love. So I was forced to play Dak against Green Bay. I think I beat you by 1 point that week. And if you wouldn't have blocked me, you would have won. So, like Cory says, cheaters never prosper.
Were you going to grab Love and play him? You said you were just going to roll with Dak anyways. So.
Well, yeah, by the time Love was picked up, I couldn't even have considered it if I wanted to.
So who did I even play? I played who did I start? I started Huntley and
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones, dude, and they outperformed the dudes that you picked up to try to block me, punk.
Twice that happened this year. Wow.
Who's your normal quarterback that you start?
Listen, we're on the podcast. We can't talk about my normal guys I picked up and I drafted on draft day. Okay, we can't. I'm just kidding. It's Jaden Daniels is my first one, and and then it's Kyler Murray.
Okay.
So I'm hurting.
One of those fancy quarterback leagues where you can start 2 quarterbacks at one time.
Fancy leagues, yeah, and we have
fancy leagues.
Me and Shebas are both in contention for the dress. Both in contention for the dress. So, dress league, and Shebas owns me in that league. Unfortunately, he definitely has the worst team, but he does own me. So we'll see how the rest of the season goes.
It sucks.
Cory,
I think Shebas ends up in the dress.
You think so?
Yeah.
That Malik Neighbors injury hurt me. That's what I went all in with Jefferson and him, and I was like, if I have those 2 together, paired together, I'll be good. And
yeah, dude, I cannot wait to make a short. I cannot wait to make a short of you just going, dude. If you have Malik Neighbors and Jefferson together, he's like, hey, you win.
Hey, I'm cool, dude. I'm cool with the dress because, when we go out to the bar, people buy me drinks, so I'm like, all right. If I get free drinks, it's worth it, dude.
Shebas just going to be wearing a dress all the time.
Yeah, I'm just going to have that sash on. Like I'm a fantasy football loser.
What's funny is that I actually wore that sash. I wore that sash the one year I lost. Shebas doesn't even wear that. He wears like a brassiere. He's like all in.
I did. I went to Walmart, picked up that dress, and Kathy's like, hey, do you need to try this on? And I was like, no, I'm good. Stumper's helping me put it on the next day. I couldn't get it on.
How much do you love that he goes and buys new dresses for the dress? He's like,
it was like $10.
Dude, you definitely spent money on the outfit. You had the best one ever because You had like a fantasy loser.
It's expected
white
for me to
pink
spend money on my
sash.
dress.
Yeah.
The
like
crown.
Yeah.
Well,
Those are the best.
I figure
And
it
then
makes a
those-
little bit
those
more
Tims.
sense. Yeah. I figure it makes more sense if we have the sash, right? Because otherwise you walk into a bar and people are like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
It's
Let's buy him a
2025,
drink.
dude.
But if you got it, right? And you say you're a fantasy football loser, people are like, I'll take in on this fun, and then they start buying you drinks.
No, dude, what I want you to do this year, dude, I'll tell you what, dude, we'll give you a slight discount on your buy-in if you wear the dress. Because typically what we do is you got to pay 3 times your buy-in or you have to wear the dress if you get last place. So this year, you wear the dress, we'll give you a slight discount on your buy-in if every single time somebody refers to you as sir at the bar, you say, I'm not a sir. Just like that.
Ma'am.
It's ma'am.
It's ma'am, I'm not a sir.
I would take that deal. But you guys got to record it because it'll be funny. We gotta post that on social media.
Starts and sits.
Oh man, this is the best episode of the week, man. This is where we really show our fantasy knowledge, our golden nuggets, if you will. It's where we talk about who you should be starting, who you should be sitting, before people who listen to the podcast know who they should be starting, who they should be sitting. It's fantastic. This is also where I figure out who Justin thinks that we should be starting, sitting, and picking up off the waiver wire. So that way I can just do that before he does. And so it's going to be a great episode, guys. It's going to be a great episode going into week 9. We have one game under our belt. We have Baltimore Ravens just smoking out the Dolphins, which I think everyone knew was going to happen. I had to pull Huntley out 5 minutes before the game started because Lamar Jackson was playing, and I didn't know Huntley was in my lineup. Thanks, Nuts, for giving me the text reminding me about that one. # collusion. So it worked out. It worked out great. And I'm thinking about going to the Baltimore Ravens game, actually, when they come here to play. Because I have a friend from Baltimore. He's much a bit larger than me. And he's going to be wearing Baltimore Ravens gear, and I'm going to want to fight him the entire time just because I'm going to be upset. Because I don't know what it is about games, but when I'm at a game, I just get so mad that people like other teams other than my team. Because it makes no sense.
How dare you?
As a grown man, I'm just like, what are you guys doing wearing these Colts jerseys? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, we're here in Minnesota. I don't understand. It makes no sense why I get so upset about it. But let's talk about week 9. You guys down?
Yeah.
Do it.
At least I got a nod. Okay. Well, we're going to start with Shebass. Okay, we're going to start with Shebass. We're going to go over running back starts. I'm going to go through all of you guys, and we're going to move positions after that. We're going to go running back, Shebass. Who do you got as your week 9 start?
Week 9 start, I have Travion Henderson. So Stevenson came out. He's got I think a toe injury or something. So came out yesterday that he was going to be out this week. So I would go Travion Henderson. So if you have him on your bench, you've had him stashed away, you've just been holding on to him, I would definitely put him in your starting lineup against the Atlanta defense, which is 24th against running backs. So you guys are probably salivating right now. You guys have been waiting all year for this to happen. Man.
Absolutely.
I sure have been.
Yeah, even though I traded him away, but I'm just waiting for his time to shine, and this should be his weekend. So
yeah, we never want anyone to get injured, but somehow, like deep down inside in the back of our minds, you guys are like, man, I want Ramondre Stevenson just to like twist his toe, and it happened.
We act like it's a consolation. We're kind of like, well, as long as it did happen, I guess I'll revel in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't control what happens to people's toes.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, and so we'll see if he actually ends up doing something with this opportunity. Justin, who you got?
well, I'll piggyback on that injury front. And because Swift is out this week, I'm going to go Kyle Monangai against Cincinnati. A lot of points to be had against the Bengals, and he's been increasing his workload and looking pretty impressive. So we'll roll with him.
I think Cincinnati's going to win that game. By the way, that's my bold prediction.
That's the homer in you.
We'll see if Flacco plays. He's questionable as well. So it all hinges on good old Flacco.
And it's a shoulder injury in his throwing arm, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Is it his throwing arm?
I thought so.
He better play through it, dude. Look at Carson Wentz has been playing through a dislocated non-throwing.
One thing I realized that when you're beyond 40 and you have an injury of any sort, it does not actually heal. Your body's like, no, I'm not healing.
It's true.
That is true. Yeah, I'm still dealing with one I've had for 4 years.
He does have 10 years on Carson Wentz, so
yeah. Dustin, who you guys running back start this week?
I'm gonna go with the old trusty. I'm gonna go Kamani Vidal.
Shocker.
Yeah,
I left that one for you, bud.
thanks. I appreciate that.
He's like, I just want to.
As previous stated, I have him in every league, but he has a good matchup against the 30th ranked run defense, so I think he should eat.
That's great. Yeah. I'm gonna go Christian McCaffrey. All right, let's move on. I'm just kidding. Picked up Christian McCaffrey for $437 in my guillotine league, and I guarantee that everybody, because there was 3 people who had $1,000 left, and I guarantee they all went for like 500 something for JSN, and then they all got greedy, and they put down less for McCaffrey because they were like, I want both. See, and they should have just went all in on both and just seen which one they got. They should have gone like 600 on both.
Were you able to find out what the next highest bid was?
I didn't even keep looking, but I was getting mad texts like people are like, "Your team is OP. This is ridiculous," and stuff like that. I'm like, "Hey, bud, you just gotta have some balls when you're bidding on people, man. In this league, that's what I'm saying." It's like people are so scared to spend money in like even regular leagues. It's like, got nothing to lose, baby. Let's go all in.
Yeah.
And so I decided like after like week 2, I'm like, however much money I have left when McCaffrey is available, I'm bidding that much money. Because my team had no running backs, but over the course of the time of the weeks, I was able to keep picking up guys for cheap. You know what I mean? So I feel pretty good about that. We're gonna move on to running back sits, and the one thing about this podcast is how authentic we are because you can hear Sheb flipping pages. Like it looks like all the stuff's coming right off the top of his mind. He's over there. He has like 17 pages stapled together, and he's flipping through them in between each segment.
I do.
So and then like some people might have a screen in front of them, but Sheb is like, nope, I hate electricity. I'm Amish. I'm gonna actually print all this stuff, and I'm just gonna put it down in a stapler, and I'm gonna go ahead and you're gonna hear the pages flip in between each segment, and then Cory's gonna have to wait till I'm done hearing the pages flip before he starts speaking, because or else the editing process is gonna be a nightmare.
Uh-oh. I'm guilty as well.
Dude, I'm old school. I write my stuff down. Do people go into sales meetings with iPads and shit? I go in with a notepad. I look like I'm from the 1980s.
You go in with one of those like big tripod things with like the giant thing, so you can just take notes.
Well, I actually go in with this
with a whiteboard.
This little handy dandy thing. Well, now you can't see it. But yeah,
he's like, I don't have that. I have a Trapper Keeper, loser.
Yeah,
this is my Trapper Keeper.
I got business cards in there, all my info. Whatever you want, I can sell you.
That's fantastic. Do you have little tabs so you can separate the pages?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't quite have that.
Sheb is like a salesman for hotel rooms, so he has like his toilet paper tab, his curtain tab.
Here,
he's like, let me talk about curtains.
There you go.
He's like, can I? He's like, exactly. They're like, no. They're like, we have enough soap. He's like, well, let me interest you in a bedspread. They're like, why do you sell both? It doesn't even make sense.
I sell everything you need for that hotel room.
Do you even sell like the top cover that everyone takes off because you know it's covered in jizz? Like you got the one that they don't wash, and you're like, I got to rip this off.
They never replace it, so he doesn't have to sell it.
Just has layers of jizz on it, so you got to get rid of that one.
He sells the Scotch Guard that they put over the sheets that is jizz repellent. He's like, we spray this over. He's like, watch this.
Yeah. He's
like, jizz wipes right off.
He's like, look at this. He's like, jizz beads up. He's like, give me a couple seconds, I'll show you.
He's like, pulls out a little jar. He's like, see? And he's like, no residue, no crusty. It stays soft to the touch.
Yeah. It's the chemical. It's the chemicals we put in there. That's why.
This podcast is getting weird. People are gonna start wondering what kind of fantasy are we talking about.
Right. Yeah. Is this considered banter?
All fantasy.
Yeah. Should we go back to sits, running back sits?
I think let's go back to running back sits.
Yeah,
Let's talk
okay.
about running back
All
sits. We got a little sidetracked. We digressed there.
Okay, so I know Rico Dowdle, he did get the start for this week against the Green Bay Packers, but I do have him on my sits. So going up against the number 3 running defense, it's going to be a tough week for him. So that's who I'm going to sit.
Let's just play a game where we just let Shebass keep going until let's not even jump in and just see where he goes with it, because he's always like, "Yep, so I'll be sitting him."
Yep.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sit him. And he just keeps looking up at the camera, like, "Come on, bail me out."
Somebody say something. Come on.
Justin, who you got?
So I'm going to go James Cook. I mean, he's been on fire. He's got quite the talent. But Kansas City's 6 against running backs. And kind of game script might dictate that they're not able to salt the clock away. And so temper expectations when it comes to James Cook.
Dude, they've had so many epic games together, against each other over the course of the years.
I know.
So
I think this is going to be another one.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It's always a fun one to watch, that's for sure. NFL Films is probably having a heyday with their rivalry. I hope so, at least. Hope they're getting all the shots. Stump, who you got?
I'm going to go with Alvin Kamara against the Rams. I know a lot of people when he was splitting carries a lot, and everybody thought he was going to start taking over as the main guy. Now he's going up against the second best run defense in the league, the Rams. The age just seems to be catching up to him. He just doesn't look the same anymore. I just think he's a sit this week.
Alvin Kamara reminds me of one of those guys that we all think is dead, and then he goes to another team that actually has a good offense, and he's just going to light it up again. It's like LaDainian Tomlinson on the Jets. He's going to have one last hurrah. Speaking of these two games, some of these games that you guys mentioned in the survivor pool, I'm going back and forth between picking the Packers, who already knocked me out on one of my entries for losing to a team they shouldn't have lost to, the Browns, and the Rams playing the Saints. Who do you guys like between those two options?
Are we supposed to tell each other before Sunday? That has not been.
No. This is all podcast. This is all podcast.
Just trying to get our input.
I don't actually want your input. After I said it, I was like, "This is how I lost last year, was getting people's input." I actually don't want your input, but for the listeners, I feel like they need to know.
Yeah. Well, I actually was torn.
I have the Packers picked right now. I will tell you right now, the Packers are already picked in my league as somebody who I did pick, but I have a phobia of the Packers.
Yeah, I think I don't think you can go wrong with the Packers. I think in my last.
I've already gone wrong with them when they lost to the Browns.
Yeah, that was wild, man. I think that I already used the Packers in my last deal. I was going to go with the Ravens, and then I was like, nah, I'll save them. But sometimes it's like I'd rather, sometimes you just want to get that win and get to the next week. I think now
I'm not even looking beyond the week. I'm not saving nobody. I'm not looking to the next week. Nothing. I'm literally looking at only this week.
Here's my take on that. So remember when the Panthers destroyed the Falcons 30-0 and nobody saw it coming, and we just talked about how the Panthers are one of those Jekyll and Hyde teams? That shit scares me. So, I have the Rams selected myself because they're coming off a bye. They got one of those coaches who just knows how to prep and kind of knows how to scheme. The Rams kind of bit us all in the ass when they played the Niners on Thursday night, but the Saints ain't the Niners. So
I imagine that Jordan Love had last week circled on his calendar. He's and he's just been waiting, and the emotion was high, and he just balled out.
Let down.
And now he's just I beat Aaron Rodgers. I'm good for a couple weeks.
God,
so that's what makes me nervous about it.
Not saying they were going to lose, but that's the one that scares me.
That's crazy. Green Bay is favored by 13.5. That looks like that's the biggest spread.
Yeah, no, yeah, scary.
Yeah, but
that's just part of it is because of how both teams looked last week. Carolina looked like dog shit, but it was Dalton. We got Bryce Young coming back.
Yeah.
There's that element of a
difference.
letdown. The Panthers kind of show up out of nowhere. I'd stay away.
Yeah. Yeah, even with
Maybe
that
pick
big of a spread, I would say.
Hey, maybe you should pick the Panthers.
Safer.
Gosh, that's how you win at the end, though, dude. You go into tiebreakers and you grab teams like that. That's how Shaq won last year. 85 Gs. Doesn't mess around.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to wide receivers, man. We've been bantering a lot this episode. We're gonna move on to wide receivers. We'll start with the starts. That's why it's called the starts. Shebass, who do you got? Week 9 start wide receiver. Go ahead and flip through this copious amounts of pages you have stapled together.
It's already flipped. The one page is already flipped. I got Brian Thomas Jr. with the Travis Hunter injury. He's going to be out at least 4 weeks until we hear of anything more. Right now with that knee injury that happened on Thursday at practice, but Brian Thomas Jr. He's kind of got that guy that's been taking some targets away from him. So I would say him going up against the Las Vegas Raiders defense is a perfect kind of spring back game for him. I think he's had a couple here and there, but nothing consistent. And I think for the next couple of weeks he should be consistent.
These are all the guys that you guys have really been hoping are going to take off all year. It's like you guys planned that. Like you guys are throwing banana peels at practice and making people.
It's a perfect storm. If he shits a bed this week, I mean, good luck. I mean, you can't rely on him the rest of the year if he doesn't perform this week. So
nice, Junkie. Yeah. Who do you got?
Well, speaking of guys that were ready to blow up, I'm actually going to go against conventional wisdom. And a player that's playing against the Denver Broncos, but I'm going with Nico Collins. He's going to do it this week.
Oh my gosh, that was
reason. I mean, it's such a shocker coming from the Junkie, but quite honestly, I have a reputation to uphold, and if I didn't think he was going to do it, and I'm not going to say it on our podcast.
Yeah,
they have no Patrick Surtain, and CJ Stroud has been kind of coming on, and they're playing at home. They're a different group at home, so they got to get Nico rolling, and this is the week.
And I hope you know that when I create the shorts for this week's episode, when you say guys that we're going to blow up, I'm going to remove the word up, but I'm still going to insert Nico Collins. It's going to be fantastic.
Fair warning.
What our listeners need to know is that NFL stands for Nico for life, not national.
Yeah. Nico for life, Junkie 42. That's his name. Yep. Stump, who you got as your wide receiver start?
I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison Jr.
Ooh,
going up against one of the worst passing defenses in the league in the Cowboys. I don't think it matters if Kyler plays or not. In fact, I almost feel like Brissett has been getting the studs the ball more than Kyler has been. So I think that Kyler's going to – I think that Marvin's going to have a good week. And I think he's going to probably go for, 100 yards in the touch.
Ooh,
a tutty.
I'm going to slide him in instead of trading him to you. Thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that one.
We should say I think Marv Jr. is your Nico.
Dude, I don't want him to be, but he is. Like I own him. I've owned him for 2 years now in every league, and I'm real disappointed in myself.
I actually was talking about Stump because this year he's been all over him. You're finally now giving up on him, and Stump is like, I'm secretly trying to get out of that curve.
Yeah, he's on that.
He's the only good receiver on that team, and they have a decent offense. I just don't understand why he's not being utilized.
The logic is there.
Yeah.
Well, he drops those open balls. That's why.
He's got to catch it.
You can't catch all the contested ones and then drop the ones that are easy touchdowns right there, right?
Yeah. Where we were trying to figure out why Marvin Harrison isn't scoring fantasy points, and Shebass is just like, he sucks. That's why.
Wait, it's just watching him on some of the games at like Thursday night and all that. He's just like, dude, why? How did he drop that? It was right in his hands. Like Kyler Murray couldn't have placed the ball any better, and there's not a defender around. There's no reason for him to drop that ball.
It's because
You
as
know,
the ball's sailing to him in a perfect spiral, the whole time in his head he's going, "Don't drop this, don't drop this, don't drop this."
Right.
Damn it.
It's like
No,
it's
Damn,
like
I
I
a
did
agree
kid
with
again.
you. It kind of was in his head, but
Yeah.
I feel like his drop issues have not been a thing since that Thursday night game when he caught that touchdown and like
That was
grabbed it
solid.
over. And
Yeah.
ever since then, I think that kind of like gave him a little confidence back because I haven't noticed any drops
Little
from
swag
him
back.
since. Yeah.
It's kind of like in basketball when you get a fast break and there's nobody there and you go out for that layup. It just goes off the
Yeah, and everyone's
backboard, doesn't even
watching
hit the
you.
rim. Yeah.
But he has even more pressure because his
Pressure.
dad is Marvin Harrison. So he's like,
It's
his
true.
dad's like, "You're
Right.
not my son. My son is dead to me." Like, it's-
In his head, he just sees his dad like,
if you drop this, you're not welcome to Thanksgiving. I get it. Dropped it again.
change your last name.
Might have something
got-
to do with how he's such a stud coming into the league. Everybody expected him to get 11, 15 targets a game. And so if you drop one or two of those, it's not a big deal, but you're getting 6 targets and you're dropping 1, 2 of those, and it looks like a bigger problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, and meanwhile, it's because Kyler Murray's like, "I'm not bending over backwards for nobody." Is basically what he has said. He's like, I'm not passing the ball just because I'm supposed to.
Yeah, not even to McBride, which in previous years he has. Yeah, McBride has had better games with Brissett than with Kyler.
You guys know how I feel about Kyler. I don't think Kyler's going to be with the Cardinals much longer. I really don't.
I could see that. I could see that happening. And maybe that's what it'll take for him to kind of get back on track.
Maybe
Yeah, I
he'll
mean, if
just
he went to a new team, that could change everything. But I just feel like he's tired of it there, and he just seems to have like a bad attitude. He just doesn't seem like he cares. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't it funny how we feel like we know what's going on to these players' minds? We're like,
Yeah.
It's like we see him at like a 5-minute press conference. We're like, man, his attitude's real raw. Like he just needs to.
I mean, it's weird. Kyler's just his face. He looks like a pug or something. Like just always like cranky.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he walked into a press conference after a bad game and he was like, "I was a first-round pick in Major League Baseball. Screw the NFL. I'm out of here."
I'm out.
He just walks off.
Wasn't it him that they said the reason why he chose? This is going to sound like super bougie, but I could have swore I read something a while back. Said the reason why he chose NFL over MLB was because he didn't approve of taking a bus to the game. Because in the MLB, sometimes they bus around. And he's like, no. He's like, I'm only going to go on first class.
I did not hear that. I just heard that he could play Call of Duty more if he chose the NFL.
These are all
That
positive
makes
attributes.
sense. More people can relate to the Call of Duty thing, though. So.
Right.
Yeah, these guys coming up with these fake articles. They're like, let's go with Call of Duty. We're going wide receiver sits, Shebas. So how far did we digress there? It's pretty bad.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Shebas, we're going wide receiver sits week 9. Who do you got?
I'm going to sit Stephon Diggs on that New England offense. You just never know who's going to get the targets, and they're going up against Atlanta's defense, which is 5th against receivers. So I would sit Stephon Diggs. Yeah, I just don't see him having a good day. And you just, when you turn on those games, you never know who's going to come out. So it sounds bad, but the awkward silence. Could you hear me scratch that off?
He's
my
like,
list?
yeah.
We're just throwing him to the wolves here.
Oh my gosh, Justin, who's your wide receiver sit?
Troy Franklin. He had a great game last week, but he's been kind of up and down, inconsistent. Houston is 4th against wide receivers. So I look at Sutton maybe being the number 1 target again this week and diverting away from Franklin this week.
I would be mad at myself for putting him in, but he's the only guy I had. It's an Empire League, obviously. My team sucks, but I'm winning.
My team sucks and I am not.
Yeah, rather be me than you in that league. Stump, who's your sit for the week?
What's funny is I was actually going to say Cortland Sutton for my sit.
That's what I love about this podcast. We don't even discuss this beforehand. Sometimes it's like
'cause-
starting to sit will be the same guy, and we can banter back and forth. You've run into that.
For all the same reasons Justin said, but I think Sting will probably be on Sutton rather than Franklin, and I think that's going to shut him down. I actually think that they're going to get the break speed off.
Ooh.
Beat the brakes off of them.
What I'm hearing is do not start your Broncos.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an ugly game for them this week. The Texans defense has just been so good. So
it's
Stump, I 100% agree. And just shed a little bit of light on where we're going with quarterback sits. I guess whoever gets to him first, but we're on the same page. You saying Sutton, I agree with that too. The whole team.
A little forecasting.
There you go.
But we're not going to forecast right now because we're going to tight ends. Let's go to tight end starts. Shebass. Week 9 tight end starts. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Kyle Pitts Sr. going up against the New England defense, 28th against tight ends. Had 3 targets last week. Last 3 weeks, he's been at 4, 10, and 9 targets. So they just they continue to go up. Even last week with Kirk Cousins, he had 9. So sounds like Pitts, or not Pitts, but Michael Penix is going to be back this week. So looked like he's starting to build some rapport with him. So I think he's going to continue with that through this week.
I think they went up to 9 because it was Kirk Cousins.
Well, he was at 10, so he dropped down 1. With Penix, he was at 10 the week before that. So this is it's a good game for him to eat. So eat on, Kyle Pitts. Eat.
Yeah. It's about time. It's been a couple of years. We've been waiting for him to eat for years.
Yeah.
Junkie, who do you guys your tight end start?
I'm going with Zach Ertz.
My balls
Seattle's 25th against tight ends. I see that game possibly being a high-scoring shootout. We have Daniels coming back, and when he's in the lineup, Zach Ertz gets more targets than when Mariota's in the lineup.
So that is kind of strange because you would think that Jaden Daniels and Mariota do not use tight ends. So I feel like any mobile quarterback hates tight ends, but then I guess Lamar Jackson broke that mold, and Jaden Daniels is continuing it. That used to be a rule of thumb, though, man. You have a mobile quarterback, you don't need you don't take their tight end. It's like all of the laws of fantasy football are being broken by these two guys, unfortunately.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's odd, the disparity between the two quarterbacks, Mariota and Daniels, and what Ertz does. He started on fire this year and then just tailed off.
Does Mariota still have bright silver hair? I haven't seen him with his helmet off this year.
No.
He's not Silver Fox in it? Oh, he's going to Just for Men? Yeah, I would too if I was a multimillionaire. I'd probably do that too.
True.
Stump, who do you guys your start?
Well, I think this week I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. I predict he scores 2 touchdowns. Just kidding.
Cory's like, why are we laughing?
I know. I'm like, didn't he already play?
He did.
That's what you did there.
I'm actually, this is kind of a weird pick, but I'm going to go with Jake Ferguson, even though he's the number 1 scoring tight end. Coming off a week where he had only 1 target, I think he'll get back on track and probably get in the end zone this week.
Yeah, I have Jake Ferguson in a league where I also have McBride. I've played McBride every single week through Jake Ferguson, and he got 1 target. So, perfect.
Just let the show know when you're going to play him, so we know ahead of time he's going to suck.
Let the show know whenever I'm going to put in. I do just whenever I'm changing anything. So, let's move on to tight end sits. Shebass, who you guys your tight end sit this week?
Dalton Kincaid. Going up against the Kansas City defense. So they rank 4th against tight ends. He had 1 catch last game, 3 targets. So he started off hot for the beginning of the year, and now he seems to be cooling off. So I'm going to sit Dalton Kincaid. I know at one time he was number 2 tight end, but I think he's slipped down to I don't even know if he's 10 right now.
I just believe that game is going to be so unpredictable. I believe something weird is going to happen. Dalton Kincaid's probably going to throw it past himself for a touchdown.
Yeah, and he's going to score 30 some points, right? It's
Yeah.
probably,
It's
probably
gonna be
what's
wild.
going to happen. Yeah.
It's gonna be
The
wild.
weirdest thing is, I bet Rashee Rice puts up 20 plus points. It'll be really weird.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that bet. I have him.
That's like the only thing we can count on.
Yep.
Speaking of bets, kind of feels like we should put up some sort of bet on who's going to be wearing the dress this year in the ESPN league between me and Shebass, because it's definitely going to be one of us two.
Yeah.
Tell
I
me your
agree.
lineup.
Huh?
Well, I'll need to see the lineups, not just based on you individuals.
I have
Just-
I
just-
have the
just our
lineups
humor.
right here.
Just by
All right,
humor, who I'd rather see.
Go ahead. He's going to rattle off the lineups.
I'm gonna rattle
Who
off
would rather
Sheb's
see?
lineup. Jared Goff, Bill, David Montgomery, Alec Iomanner, Justin Jefferson, Kyle Pitts, Cooper Kupp, Michael Penix.
Keep in mind, these are our injury-ridden lineups. Just keep in mind, because I see Justin already smiling, his lips quivering.
I almost didn't need to hear Cory's.
You don't. Other options on bye. He has Goddard on bye. Smith on bye. Devontae Smith, that is, and then he has Chuba Hubbard as well. So those are like the guys he would start. Let's see. Corey's is. Well, he doesn't set his lineup, so let me scour.
Oh, shit.
Getting called
He
out.
has Jaden Daniels, Jalen Warren, Michael Pittman, Kittle, Addison, Nico, ETN,
Oh, wow.
Pacheco
Shebass, you're
injured.
in trouble, buddy. Yeah.
Bowers. He has Bowers and Kittle. My I guess my suggestion for that would be maybe try to pair one of those guys up with someone and upgrade somewhere. And then Kyler for a second quarterback. He also has
yeah.
Mac Jones and Bryce Young for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'm just picking up any quarterback that's playing, because in this league, dude,
Yeah.
everyone hoards any quarterback that potentially could start. Like, I'm pretty sure that Jackson Dart got drafted, like knowing he wasn't going to be a starter in that league.
And it is a super flex, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Also,
definitely
Corey's
Shebass better start shopping, buddy.
Corey's record is 1-7. Shebass is 4-4. I don't know how.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
he's
got the tiebreaker on me. Like, my only
I
hope is
still
catching him.
think you can catch him and pass him.
Dude, this has been the luckiest year I've had. I've never had
one of the
luckier year.
One of the weeks, one of the rules in our league is if you have a guy on IR that shouldn't be there, then you get an automatic loss. And he played against somebody who kicked his ass, and Shebass got a win for that. And usually I'm pretty lenient if they have a guy on IR, but there's another guy on their bench that's hurt or something. I'm like,
you'll
cool,
swap it. Yeah.
It's not that big a deal, but that wasn't the case here. So,
So there's one of your wins. Yeah. I mean, I could see him coming back. I mean, Cory, your team's not completely terrible. You must have had some bad luck, and Shebass has had some
when I played Shebass, Neighbors went off for like 75 points, and then he got hurt the next week. So, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, and in my view, that killed my season, because my goal was to pair him and Jefferson up all year.
Mm-hmm.
So, but, yeah. Injuries happen.
With Jefferson, unfortunately, unless we see JJ turn the corner, I don't know how great of a season JJ's going to have, or Jefferson's going to have. It's just with him being that shining light on your roster, I don't see many 25-point games coming out of him.
Yeah, he hasn't. I mean, he's getting you consistent, mid to upper teens.
Yeah,
in a full PPR, but that's it. You're not getting those 30, 40-point weeks like you normally would.
Oh. So if JJ McCarthy is listening to this show, all you need to do
is
go into the film room, pull up the Joe Flacco film when he went to Cincinnati, and see how he threw the ball to Jamar Chase. That's all you need to do with Jefferson. Yeah. Just throw it in the area. Just be accurate.
You ever hear broadcasters say he just threw it to a spot? I mean, Romo
Yeah.
talks about that all the time. Those old quarterbacks, quit trying to throw it directly to the guy. Just throw it to a spot. Throw it to that vicinity and let JJ do the rest. The other JJ.
Yeah. Let your
Yeah,
receiver
but-
make the play. Mhm.
Well, I think the key is to not know the plays. Flacco's good when he doesn't know the plays. So
It's true.
So JJ McCarthy's screwed.
yeah, he's too smart.
He knows
He's too smart. He
plays.
knows the plays, unfortunately.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get some vodka.
All right. It's weird. He's in a vacant house with only vodka. Is this vodka? Is this vodka and his Starlink? His Starlink thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Justin here. We're going to talk about tight end sits.
I'll go Hunter Henry. Atlanta #1 against tight ends. Hunter scored last week, but like Sheb said, I think this is going to be a Travion Henderson game, and we're sitting most of the passing game, and that includes Hunter Henry.
Nice. Stump.
My sit of the week or sit for a tight end is it's going to be Hawkinson. With McCarthy coming back, he only had 7 targets in his 2 games with him. He's had at least 6 with Wentz for the remainder of the games, but I think he's going to go back to lower targets, and he just doesn't get the usage that he should be getting, in my opinion. So he's a sit for me.
I have this weird feeling that, and maybe it's just because I'm a homer, I have this weird feeling that JJ's going to come out just on fire. And I think that everyone's going to be shocked. And we're going to be talking on ESPN like, wow. It's either the Vikings almost win or they win.
I think it's mostly the homer in you that's
I think any other team we might have a shot, but Detroit is they're really turning that corner. And I can't wait to see Detroit play Green Bay again. Because after that first game when they got punched in the mouth, they're going to come back and it's going to be a lot more competitive, I think, even in Green Bay.
Yeah, it kind of feels like the Vikings just play soft, and it feels like the Lions are just like a hard team. Like they're just tough. I want the Vikings to be tough. So
we need Campbell. We need Dan Campbell done.
I think so. I think we do.
Easy enough.
Throw him in a trade. Sheb, we are now going to move on to you, and we're going to go to. He's slowly turning the page. You can just hear the page like slowly going.
Damn, I thought I was quiet with that shit.
He slowly moved his.
You got to hit that
He's
mute
like-
button, buddy.
Yeah, he's like, it'd be different if you didn't see him like licking his thumb while he was doing it. Like QBs. And we'll move on to QBs, man. Save the best for last. QB starts.
All right, QB starts. I'm going to start Caleb Williams against that Cincinnati defense. They're just awful.
Think he's going to go with orange fingernail polish, you think? Just to be ambiguous?
Yeah. Orange and black. You know, it's
Well,
Halloween weekend too, right? And you got orange and black going up
he
against
likes to match
Cincinnati.
the opposite team, but kind of make it ambiguous, like he was wearing his own team's colors.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's no rules.
Sorry.
Only he knows the shade.
Yeah,
the shade tells what it really is, and
it's like
that's
not.
Yeah,
that's not black. That's tiger black.
Yeah, we look at the little fingernail polish jar, and it just says Bengal orange.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like the NFL is gonna have to write in some new like rules for attire, like dress codes, like you cannot wear opposite teams' colors on your fingernails, all specifically for Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna happen though. And honestly, I can't wait till people listen to this podcast and then look at the game and they're like, these guys are right. This is the greatest podcast ever.
Yeah. I got two next week.
Last time Caleb played a defense this bad was against Dallas, and he did go off, and we've referenced it several times about that's kind of the only time he can get it done. He still scares me though, just because there's games where his receivers do well, and you look at his stat line and it's still garbage. So
yeah, he always has exactly the same amount of yards as a Dunze. And I literally like I dropped him. Like I paid a lot of attention to Caleb Williams all year, but finally I was able to drop him. And I got Drake May in the guillotine, and now I don't even acknowledge his existence anymore. He's completely just gone off my brain. So it's actually really relieving.
That's
I enjoy
nice.
that.
It's freeing.
It's real nice. It's real nice. Junkie, who do you got for QB start? And I know what you're going to say because you already kind of alluded to it.
As a start?
Oh yeah,
I alluded to one of my sits.
That was the
but
sit. Okay.
I'm going to go with Sam Darnold against Washington on Sunday night. That one looks like it's going to be fun. Washington is 28th against quarterbacks, and he's very efficient, and he's got one of the best receivers in the game. So Sam Darnold.
Can you please refer to him as his real name, Sling and Slam Darnold?
That's the new thing?
It's Sling and Sam Darnold. It's not.
He's taking Sammy Baugh's nickname. We can't come up with a new one.
I don't even know who that is.
That's why they call me the junkie.
Stump, what you got?
I'm gonna go Drake May against the Falcons. He's been so good this year. He gets it done in the air and on the ground. So you can always count on some rushing yardage from him. They're just really putting it together. Again, we talked about Hunter Henry not being a factor, and I think that he won't be. But it just seems like no matter who he's throwing the ball to, whether it's Diggs or there you go. Yeah, and then he also gets it done on the ground. So I think he's a good start.
I really feel like when you go back to last year when he was coming out, and there was a lot of like, why is he going? Why is he the third QB off the board? He's, it's like there's kind of like some negative stuff about him. Like in certain people were saying like they can't believe that this guy's going that high and stuff, and he's. Look at him I'm watching like whole reels of him at North Carolina, like missing throws and stuff like that. And now he looks like he is the man. He looks like he should have been drafted before Caleb Williams. So I was interested in hindsight.
Did you see that report that came out that the Bears actually were watching film and laughing at Drake May?
No.
During
like
the
that,
decision process of if they were going to go with him or Williams. And it was like, dude, why? First of all, Chicago, you guys have sucked for years. Why would you do that, right? And now it's coming out like it's like an actual report that they actually did this. Like,
I'm pretty sure they're great. The greatest QB they've ever had was blinded one eye. So,
Helen Keller.
Well, for Drake May, good thing they didn't draft him because it's a Chicago and quarterback thing, and they don't gel. So
yeah.
Good for Drake May. And the reports I heard was that the Vikings were offering a haul to move up.
There was that. There was that.
Drake May.
And I wish that would have happened. I heard they did the same thing for Richardson the year before, which now they can probably pick up off waivers for nothing.
Which I'm glad didn't happen. Right. Yeah.
Who's the Vikings quarterback coach?
McCown.
Yeah, McCown. He's the one that wanted him because I think he coached him in high school. Drake May.
Well, they said that him and Sling and Sam Darnold would just watch Drake May highlights, like
like in awe of him on what he was doing. I remember that.
Yeah.
And Darnold,
I thought for sure we were going to move up.
Here we all are hating on McCarthy again. Let's give it a year, guys. Let's give it a year before we.
I like
I like him too. But Drake May is at a point, like fantasy wise, for me, where it doesn't matter who he's playing against. Like if he's playing against Denver's defense, dude, I'm starting him. He's in that.
I mean, I agree. I've been shitting on New England's pass game this whole pod, and Stump, you mentioned like he gets it done on the ground, so he'll get some numbers. It's just not going to be big numbers going around to his targets. I think the rushing will save him for sure.
I feel so much better about JJ McCarthy if he wasn't openly benched. If he wasn't openly benched for multiple games and pretended to be like an ankle injury, because like that's the part that's bothering me. Because before we always had the faith like, well, KLC seen something in him. That's why he let Daniel Jones go. That's why he let Sling and Sam Darnold go. But now it's like he literally benched him secretly. I said openly, but secretly benched him, and is blaming this ankle injury. And then you got JJ over there like tap dancing on the sidelines, like forgetting he's supposed to pretend like he's hurt. And it's too obvious. It's too obvious that for some reason KOC was choosing Carson Wentz over JJ McCarthy.
I'm too trusting. Mr. Conspiracy over here. I'm too trusting that. What actually happened is what went down. So,
no.
He got hurt. They might have extended it a week or two.
They extended it a couple weeks.
I'm sure KOC looked at it and said, I don't want to bring him back against Philly. I think the Detroit game might be better. We're going to get our doors blown off, but I think that we'll have a better opportunity to put up a decent game against Detroit and build some confidence than we would against Philly.
That's actually not even true, because honestly, Detroit's better than Philly.
Detroit's offense is, their defense isn't.
Well, we barely lost to Philly. Let's see what happens this week. Game.
Justin's like, I also trust the government to do what's in my best interest. The government.
All conspiracies are treated the same.
Yeah. Justin's like, hold on, I got to get my booster shot, and I'll be back. Let's move on to sits. We're moving on to QB sits.
Sits, obvious one.
Hold on, you're skipping my start.
Oh my gosh! Did I really skip your start?
We're still talking about that. Never mind. I forgot. My start was Drake Bay.
Well, we could throw an honorable mention since we just kind of stopped everything, and we'll go Danny Dimes. We're a big fan of Danny Dimes, and he's playing Pittsburgh's D, who's hot garbage. So we're going to squeak that one in there.
Yes.
Man, we love him. We love him. Yep. Could have been. We could have been, dude. It could have been.
Well,
it hurts me.
We gave him the offer. We just the Vikings just.
He wanted to be a starter, or he wanted to compete to be a starter. Yeah,
he would have been.
Yeah, but KFC should have also just said, like, you can be the starter. But, whatever. I'm not the head coach of the Vikings here.
Hey, do you like your job or not?
He's like, I'm coach of the year. I can do whatever I want for this year. That's pretty much what he did. So, Sheb, who do you guys is your week sit?
Week sit, I got CJ Stroud. I'm definitely sitting him against a Denver defense, even though Surtain's out. But, quarterbacks still have struggled. I mean, it's just a solid defense all around. So
kind of sounds like you guys are predicting that one to be a barn burner and no one should be even involved. But then we have the Nico coming out party, according to Justin. Right?
If you like to watch a defensive game, this is going to be the game to watch. I don't know if we'll have another game like this all year, but it's definitely going to be a good game to watch if you want to see defensive showdown going on.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's just like, come here, son. Let's watch this game. Is going to end in 0-7. This final score 3-7. Let's go.
It's not going to be entertaining. So
yeah. Sheb, who do you got? QB sit.
That CJ Stroud.
I'm looking right at Justin and calling him Sheb. It's weird there.
All right, I've alluded to it. I'll go with Bo Nix, the other quarterback of that game. Which is, it's a little bit of a reach because Bo has been coming on strong and getting better each game. But Houston is definitely, if you have better options, go that route.
Barn burner. Stump?
It's going to end up being a barn burner to watch.
Yeah.
Somehow it's just going to end up being one of those games where everybody goes off.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Jordan Love coming off of a pretty big game, 28 points. I think it's going to get back to the ground game, and against Carolina, I just don't. I know we talked about it earlier, but I just am not sure that they're going to need to pass the ball that much. So yeah, that's my sit.
What I figured out is that if I don't say anything, and I just let you guys talk, at some point, you guys are going to go, well, and that's it.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, there it is. And then you guys are going to be like, please speak. Please, guys, please speak. And that's how we're going to end the podcast today. Jordan Love.